よし、浮上。シャンブルス。
Hey my dear pirates, in today's video we're going to talk about the deadly clash that's about to happen in the next chapters of One Piece, Law versus Blackbeard. In the last video I talked about how Law's chances were low compared to Blackbeard's overwhelming power, but in today's video we're going to analyze a different scenario. After all, there is a possibility that Law will end up winning this fight, and that possibility of victory is linked to Law's Haki. Is Law about to reveal a new weaponry or observation Haki to us? Or rather, does Law have Conqueror's Haki? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's video, but first of all, so if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit, and if you're new here, my dear sailor, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell so you don't miss any new video from Anime Joy Boy, okay? Then join this crew that will dominate the entire Grand Line and the New World. Now without further ado, let's get to this epic video. And well, my dear pirate, in the previous video we talked about everything that happened in the chapter, and then we commented on the difficulty Law had gotten into when he was facing Blackbeard and his pirates. So if you want to know more about the chapter, just watch the previous video. I'll leave the video on the fixed card because in this video, we're really going to focus on the clash between Law and Blackbeard. Does Law really stand a chance of beating Blackbeard alone? Well, even though this is unlikely to happen, it is undeniable that there are certain points that we have to take into account. Since these points open a margin for a possible victory for Law, and the first point I would like to highlight is Law's speech when mentioning how the fight against Kaido and Big Mom helped him realize something amazing. A strong Haki is able to break the powers of devil fruits. This answer, in which Law arrived after facing the Yonko, makes perfect sense. After all, he himself fought very well against Kaido using his observation Haki. But one thing that intrigued him in this speech by Law is that he never mentions Haki of the observation. He just says a strong Haki is able to break the devil fruit's powers. What do I understand from this? Well, he may be implying that any aspect of Haki can do this, or he, actually Oda, is trying to remind us of the Conqueror's Haki. Well, if it's any kind of Haki, then it was once again clear that in fact Haki is superior to the powers of devil fruits. Of course we have to take into account the size of the person's will to make Haki strong, as enough to break the power of a devil fruit. Doc Q himself wasn't surprised that someone with a bounty of 3 billion berries was capable of such a feat. But still, not knowing what Haki was used by Law to break the power of Doc Q's fruit reminds me of a certain someone. Yes, my dear sailor, of course I'm talking about Shanks. A little while ago in the recent Wano arc, more precisely, at the end of the arc, we saw that Admiral Aramaki was heading to Wano at the behest of the world government to take advantage of the fact that Kaido and Big Mom had been defeated, and everyone was weakened after that insane battle of devastating proportions, and thus finally taking over Wano country. Aramaki arrived close to the capital of Flores, but was approached by the Red Scabbards, and soon after by Momonosuke and Yamato. The fight was complicated, but Momonosuke prevented Yamato from fighting so that he and the people of Wano could prove themselves capable of defending their country. Unfortunately, Aramaki arrived at the moment of near victory until something happens. He feels enormous pressure in his body to the point of breaking his transformation. It was Shanks and his powerful Haki of observation. Shanks has extremely powerful Haki, but he has a unique ability that earned him the title Haki Killer of Observation in One Piece. Future Sight is a very dangerous ability of observation Haki and allows the user to avoid most damage by anticipating the attack that is coming their way. Katakuri's mastery over it was such that he hasn't taken a single hit in many years. For Luffy to defeat him, it was essential to learn his own vision of the future and then make up for the difference in skill with Snake Man's excessive speed. Yasop can see into the future longer and thus avoid most attacks thrown his way. Evidently, fighting a future vision user is incredibly difficult. However, Shanks has the perfect counter for it. As per what Oda mentioned, Shanks has the ability to disturb his opponent's breathing, possibly with his Haki. in a way that they cannot see into the future. This gives him a great advantage in battle and allows him to crush all of his enemies quite easily, and he has earned him the title, the Haki Killer of Observation. Whether this ability also prevents your enemies from using regular observation haki remains to be seen. Shanks was already considered a master of Conqueror's haki by fans, however it seems he has many other techniques up his sleeves as well. After all, we saw in the movie Red, Shanks, using the power of his Conqueror haki, was able to put pressure on two admirals at the same time to protect his daughter Uta and his disciple Luffy. That is, my dear sailors, the truth is that we don't know if Shanks actually used only observation haki or Conqueror haki both times, in the Red movie and against Aramaki. Apparently Shanks has the ability to mix both abilities, or who knows, he has a brand new haki. Now back to Law. Of course, I would never say that he is on the same level as Shanks, but he may be wanting to show that he is capable of either mixing his armament haki with his observation haki, or else he may have awakened Conqueror's haki. Of course, this is just a theory, a possibility, but if we stop to think about the armament haki, that is Law's strong point. In my view, it wouldn't be the type of haki that would have the ability to break the power of a fruit of hell. That would be a little weird considering that this type of haki enhances parts of the body and even swords. But that's what I said. Haki, regardless of its aspect, is the representation of the user's will. So enough though it's haki of armament, maybe Law as well as Shanks will also be able to break the power of the fruits. And using that ability, he might be able to defeat Blackbeard. But calm down, it doesn't end here. There's a second interesting point that can give Law the victory. And that point refers to the fact that Law uses his mind. After all, it's not news to anyone that Law is a great strategist, and the fact that he bargains with Blackbeard for copies of the road Poneglyph may indicate that he has a very well laid out plan that will help him defeat Whitebeard, and who knows, that plan even infallible. Hence, Law's confidence is betting everything. That's it, my dear sailors, unless Law has a foolproof plan, and along with a perfect plan and new haki, which as he said can nullify the power of devil fruits, who knows, he might not be able to surprise and defeat Blackbeard. But about how it could be the plan, well, we'll talk about it in the next video, okay? But now I want to know your opinion about everything that we commented here today. Can Law defeat Blackbeard? But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear sailor. And of course, do not forget to press the like button that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel. So help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone, and until the next video,